Was it this? Yes. Wait, pause. Hey everyone, so it's the end of the month, and that means it is time to show you all of the books I read this past September. So I read 5 books this month, and the first book I read was Where She Went by Gayle Forman, and this is actually a sequel to the first book, If I Stay. So I read the first book back in 2011, and this was before the movie, and I loved the book, but I never got around to reading the sequel once it came out. So I watched the movie, and it was great, by the way, and I was thinking to myself, I should probably get around to reading the book, so I bought it, and I sped through it. I just thought that it was just so beautifully done, and it picks up 3 years after the accident, and Mia is this famous cellist, and he, Adam, is this like famous rock star now, and things for him aren't going as well as I guess we had hoped it would be for him, and I don't want to spoil anything, but it is told in Adam's point of view. And you should definitely read it if you haven't already, and if you haven't read the first book, definitely go get it because it's amazing. The second book I read was Jellico Road by Melina Marchetta. Yes, that sounds right. To be perfectly honest, it did take me a while to get into the book, mainly because I was very confused for the most of the beginning. I think I was just so caught up in trying to figure out, because the way the story is written, it's written in like the present, and then there's also this other story that's happening, told like in between chapters and stuff, and I guess I was just trying to figure out like who the story was about and how it connected to the present day characters, and I guess I got so caught up in that like the whole story was becoming kind of confusing for me. But as the story went on and as like more secrets became unraveled, I guess, I started getting more into it, so it did take me a while to really like the book, but overall I thought it was a great read. I really loved the main character. I think she's awesome. I didn't even explain what the story was about. So it centers around this boarding school, and there are these territory wars amongst the students and the cadets and the townies, that's what they're called, and it's just basically a very like relationship based kind of story, so if you're interested, Jellico Road. The next book I read was The Choice by Nicholas Sparks, and I haven't read a Nicholas Sparks book in a while, and I just remembered how much I love his stories. I am a romantic at heart, and these books always get to me. So the story is about this guy named Travis, and he kind of leads this laid-back lifestyle, and then this new neighbor moves in. Her name is, I forgot her name, Gabby, and she's kind of this fiery, hot-tempered kind of girl, and it's a Nicholas Sparks book, so relationship, romance, all that junk. But yeah, it's an awesome read. This definitely got to me. I didn't expect the story to turn in the way that it did. I thought that it was just gonna unfold like just a regular, normal Nicholas Sparks novel, and then it just is turned, and I'm like, whoa, and it's awesome. I don't want to like spoil what happens in the book, obviously, so if you're looking for a romance book, Nicholas Sparks probably would not fail you. Next book I read is The Unbecoming of Dyer by Michelle Hodkin, and amazing. This book is amazing. So it's a story about a girl named Mara, and there is this accident where her friends get killed, and she wakes up in the hospital and she doesn't remember anything that happened at the accident, and she's like having these really horrible hallucinations, and she just can't deal with it, so her and her family move away, and she meets this guy named Noah, and he seems to kind of know her, but he's also kind of a jerk, and he's this playboy kind of character, and at the same time, you know, she's having all these hallucinations and stuff about her friends. So this book is kind of like a thriller, romance, creepy sort of thing, because honestly, some creepy stuff happens throughout this book. But I'm really hooked onto the romance here, and this is a trilogy. This is the first book, and I cannot wait to read the rest of the books. And the last book I read was Paper Towns by John Green. So the first book I read by John Green was The Fault in Our Stars, and then someone recommended for me to read Looking for Alaska next, and that's what I did. And then I heard that Paper Towns was being made into a movie, so I decided to check it out. And I'm gonna be perfectly honest right here. This book was not my cup of tea. I love John Green. I think his writing is so smart. The way his characters speak, and just like all his metaphors and just everything about, like, from his dialogue to his non-dialogue stuff is just amazing. I love John Green. I love his writing style. Just the story was not something that I would be interested in. I think if this book wasn't written by John Green, I would have never picked it up. Because, like, if I just read the back and I looked through the pages or something, like, this is honestly not the kind of book that I would personally pick up myself. But since it was by John Green, I just wanted to check it out and see if I liked it. Like I said, I'm being perfectly honest, I didn't enjoy it as much as the last two books I read by John Green, but it is some pretty smart writing up in here. Alright, so those were the 5 books I read this past month. If you are interested in any of the books that I talked about in this video, I will leave all of their links in the description so you guys can check it out and see if you're interested in possibly reading the books. Alright, thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you another time. Goodbye!